Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Almost all of the customers come in and say, I found you through TikTok. I didn't even know this area existed until I saw your TikTok. So it's been really helpful.
TikTok, don't stop. Content creators are relieved the app is here to stay.
Dreaming, obviously set your sights high and go for it, because now you're living in a time where the possibilities are really endless.
Hometown hockey hero Nova Scotia's Blair Turnbull inspires other girls to reach their goals.
I love it. Love it. Can't get enough of it.
And sunny disposition. Maritimers are grateful for an early taste of spring.
After a mild to warm March day, temperatures turn colder tonight. That happens ahead of an icy mix Wednesday into Thursday.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Pano-Palace. Thank you for joining us. Before we get any further, let's head over to the anchor desk where Bruce Frisco is standing by with a look at the headlines. Hi, Bruce.
Hey, Maria. Busy day in our newsroom today. Nova Scotia's Premier Tim Houston reversing some of his government's recent budget cuts amid all the big public backlash. Premier today said he would reinstate more than $53 million of the $130 million in cuts to grants and other funding. Plenty of reaction, including from the Premier himself here in our studios. You'll see that tonight, CTV News at 6. Well, the notorious serial killer Alan Legere has died in prison. The 78-year-old was responsible for 5 murders in New Brunswick in the late 1980s. Legere terrorized the Miramichi region for nearly 7 months after he escaped from custody. They called him the monster of the Miramichi. We'll have reaction to his death tonight at 6. And also tonight, a Made in the Maritimes medical invention will be featured on one of TV's hottest shows this week. It's a device that allows medical professionals to remove rings from patients' fingers in an emergency. We'll show you how it works and where you can see it in prime time this week, tonight on CTV News at 6. Okay, now we'll head over to CTV meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell in the Weather Center tonight. Yeah. Everybody just smiling today. Everyone just in a good mood. I'm sure we broke some records, right?
We did, and why wouldn't you be with some of these March temperatures that we had in the region today? Yesterday I was predicting much of the region to get up into the low to mid-teens. We did see that. We also saw some areas reach the high teens and a few 20 degrees. And those will be the first 20s of the calendar year in the region. Taking a look at current temperatures now as we're moving into the start of this evening. They're now down to 17 degrees, but St. Stephen today topped out at 21. Fredericton's sitting pretty close to 20 degrees at this hour. Greenwood in the Annapolis Valley pretty close to 20. You can see a number of other communities in the Maritimes sitting between around 10 and 17. There were some areas that were held cooler, including parts of the north of New Brunswick. They're between 5 and 7 degrees. And because of the sea breeze that is very active this time of the year, especially when we have a sunny and warmer day, some coastal areas are cooler as well. 5 degrees at a coastal weather station near Lunenburg, and then 8 degrees at Yarmouth, 9 at St. John, and 9 at Grand Manan. Here's a look at the winds. Relatively light, mostly out of the south and southwest, are being sustained between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour. No strong wind gusts going on. As we take a look at things on radar and satellite, there's a chance of some showers turning over to some flurries for northern areas of New Brunswick as we move through this evening and tonight. Temperatures get colder in the Maritimes tonight, and we still have an icy weather system on its way in Wednesday into Thursday. So I will be talking more about that later on. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. So in many parts of the Maritimes, keeping with weather here, the sun and warm temperatures gave people a spring in their step today. As CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us, after a pretty harsh winter, many were out enjoying it in any way they could.
The sun was shining. The birds were chirping. And it was simply a great day to be outdoors.
I love it. Love it. Can't get enough of it. I'm over with winter.
It's warm. It's nice. If I had known that, I would have left my jacket home.
Some were wearing shorts, others short sleeves, and some others even went with both. The snowbanks were taking a beating, and ads for snow blowers seemed a little out of place. All of that melting meant some who hit the road to enjoy the day were driving through puddles. Others were able to get around on a different set of wheels.
So nice, and your spirits are lifted, and you just feel like it can go forever.
Indeed, spring was in the air, and so too was a sense of optimism that before too long it might be here to stay.
The sun is shining, birds are singing. Pretty soon the grass will be growing.
Here in the Sydney area, afternoon temperatures today reached well into the teens, with some parts of the Maritimes hitting even higher. But be sure to get outdoors this evening and enjoy it while you can, because come tomorrow, things will be back to more typical March weather.
We're trying not to think about that.
The sun doesn't set now till about 7 p.m. So what were people planning to do with the rest of this unseasonably nice day?
I'm hoping to go home, have a coffee, relax, and take my jacket off, go to the patio.
Cleaning the car for the first time, trying to get some salt. It's been a long winter with a lot of salt.
A pretty great day considering it's a month better known for coming in like a lion, and though any optimism about an early spring might seem premature to some, the buds already visible on these trees might just beg to differ. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Thank you, Ryan, even if it's short-lived, and a good reminder for me to clean my car, too. All right, so the annual Progress Club Girls' Night Out is coming up next month, and this year, funds raised will support Hope Blooms. CTV's Mike Lamb gives us a preview of the much-anticipated event.
So Girls' Night Out is one of our signature events, and it's being held April 10th at the Pacifico. And it's a night of entertainment with a theme of garden party this year. It's an event that we host annually to fundraise for our charity of choice, this year being Hope Blooms.
So Hope Blooms began in 2008 with a little plot of abandoned land that was turned into a garden by our founder and executive director, Jessie Jollymore. And the youth from there started the dressing business along with me. I'm the chef, so I help create all the recipes with the youth so that we can create all of these great businesses that everybody loves to support. And from there, they just started at the market, they went on Dragon's Den, and they just kind of flourished. And then new generations came along, and we've started more social enterprises. We now have the From the Ground Up coffee business, which supports the youth social exchanges. And then we have the Tea Girls, which support all of our food programs. And we have a farmer's market. We gave out 28,000 pounds of food in the farmer's market this year, and we served over 25,000 meals to the community. And they also give food to a few of the schools for the breakfast program. So they get to be the ones participating in their own futures. So that allows them to just lift themselves up and also create generational change for their community and their families. The money raised for Girls' Night Out will be a huge impact on the Hope Blooms social enterprises, as well as going into the scholarship funds for the youth who are graduating this year and continuing in their post-secondary endeavors. We're so honored and grateful that they chose us to give the money to from this event.
Girls' Night Out tickets are on sale now. You can get them through our Facebook promotion, or you can go to our website to buy your ticket. That ticket includes lots of fun, the signature drink for all of our guests. There's going to be lots of entertainment. So not only are you having a fun night out, but you're also helping Hope Blooms and other charities that support women and children in having your fun night out.
Great fundraiser and a great program indeed. All right, we're going to take our first break here on CTV News at 5, but stay with us a little later in the show. We'll tell you all about Oodles of Noodles, which is coming to Quinpool Road this week. But coming up next, we have this story.
I'm Brianne Foley in Halifax, where we continue to see huge support for women's hockey thanks to one local Olympian. We'll catch up with her coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
Welcome back. So Nova Scotia's Blair Turnbull is back from the Olympics sporting silver hardware. As CTV's Brianne Foley reports, the hometown hockey hero says the stage is set for the next generation of girls.
The support from Nova Scotia for women's hockey is evident to homegrown talent Blair Turnbull.
We're really happy with the product that we put on the ice in that final game. I think we put ourselves in a position to win a gold medal and just came up short. So that's hockey and that's life. But I think one of the coolest parts about the Olympics is hearing and feeling all the support from home. You know, I was in Italy, but every day I was feeling the love from my community back home in Nova Scotia.
The continued rise of the sport is a main reason for advocacy from Turnbull.
Knowing how much of an impact that my teammates and I can have on young hockey players, but also on, you know, seniors that never had the chance to play hockey growing up because it was a thing that only boys got to do.
Just amazing seeing people. Like I know for Blair, she came from a really small town here in Nova Scotia, and I sort of come from a small town, so it's just really inspiring to see that even though you don't come from like a huge city, you can still make it to the highest level.
For young players like Fallon McIntosh, the dream is now a reality.
Now we have something to look up to. I mean, the national team is also something to look up to, but now there's a league, so we have more opportunities.
According to Hockey Canada, last year set a record in participation with over 115,000 female players registered, which they hope to see jump to 170,000 by 2030.
Now there's so many different leagues and so many different levels with hundreds and hundreds of girls playing across the province, and dreaming of one day playing in the PWHL. I think it's amazing to see how much the sport has changed for the better in our province of Nova Scotia.
It just really helps our community grow too and show other girls that it's possible. It also shines the light here in Nova Scotia for women's hockey.
As for Turnbull, she has one message for the next generation of Nova Scotian players.
Keep dreaming. Obviously, set your sights high and go for it, because you're living in a time where the possibilities are really endless.
Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Oh, thank you, Brianne. Thank you, Blair, for taking some time. Congratulations. We're so proud of you.
Absolutely. Inspiring.
Yes.
Kind of like the weather today.
Yeah, what a great day.
Yeah, the sun shone through, and temperatures climbed across the region, including here in Sydney Harbour, seeing some of the ice in the harbour melt away. I'm going to have more on the weather forecast, including some ice of a different kind, coming up next.
Welcome back. Kaylin Mitchell joins us now. And Kaylin, just a magnificent day today, wasn't it?
It certainly was. But we know weather can turn on a dime this time of the year. And to illustrate that point, we went from record-setting high temperatures today to me having to talk about some winter storm warnings in place for parts of the region tomorrow. Well, let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset times, and for that we're going to go to the Halifax Harbourfront for today, where you can see it was a beautiful blue sky there in the background. There was a little bit of marine cloud and fog located around parts of the coastline. It didn't really work its way inland. There is a chance of fog patches in the region for tonight. As we take a look at our weather systems map, along with some fog patches developing tonight, there'll be some partly cloudy conditions in New Brunswick and a chance of a shower or flurry in the northern part of the province, so the coverage of that should be scattered. As we zoom out in our weather systems map, it is still a slow-moving weather front and a couple low-pressure systems that are going to be bringing us this icy mix of weather as we move Wednesday into Thursday. Taking a look at things on radar, there's a chance of a shower or flurry in northern areas of New Brunswick. And now that chance of a shower or flurry will drift a little bit further south into New Brunswick as we make our way through this evening and towards midnight. Even around midnight, Fredericton with a low chance of a flurry drifting through, about a 30% chance. And same thing goes for Prince County and Prince Edward Island. And then for the morning hours of tomorrow, it's further increase in cloudiness around the Maritimes. Temperatures do come down tonight near the surface, 2 and below freezing for a number of areas in a northeast wind. And that's an issue for us because as we make our way through the day on Wednesday, that's when this weather front and the mix of precipitation with it starts to move into the Maritimes. And it does start off as a mixture of snow and ice pellets developing Wednesday afternoon across much of New Brunswick. Moving from the afternoon into the evening, the ice pellets for central and southern areas of New Brunswick turn over to a prolonged period of freezing rain. Additionally, Prince Edward Island Wednesday evening will get into a mixture of snow and ice pellets turning over to some freezing rain. Snow and ice pellets will continue to accumulate Wednesday evening through northern areas of New Brunswick. At that point in time, it's mostly cloudy for Nova Scotia with a chance of some light freezing rain in northern and eastern parts of the province, including parts of Cumberland, Colchester counties, the North Shore, and Cape Breton. And the weather carries on like that as we make our way towards and after midnight. We do start to see some changes Thursday morning with temperatures rising. What's left of the freezing rain through southern areas of New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island turns over to some lighter rain, drizzle, and fog. It'll be rain, drizzle, and fog on Thursday for Nova Scotia. And in the north of New Brunswick, snow and ice pellets turning to a risk of freezing rain early Thursday morning, and then over to some lighter rain, drizzle, and fog by the afternoon. That takes us to the warnings that are in effect. And a winter storm warning is out for the north of New Brunswick, calling for potential snow and ice pellet amounts of 15 to 25 centimeters, finished with some freezing rain Thursday morning. Freezing rain warnings out for much of central New Brunswick, where it could be 4 to 8 hours of freezing rain Wednesday evening into early Thursday morning. A special weather statement extends for some of the southernmost counties and areas of New Brunswick and into Prince County, Prince Edward Island, where there is a risk of 2 to 4 hours of freezing rain, again, Wednesday evening into early Thursday morning. So it's sort of that spring tiered mix of weather across the Maritimes: snow, ice pellets, freezing rain, rain. Winds in the forecast for tonight become northeast. That moves the colder air into place. Tomorrow's winds will be mostly out of the east and northeast, with some gusts between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour, 50 and 60 around some exposed areas of the coast. There's a look at the low temperatures in the forecast for tonight. A lot of areas falling down to a few degrees below zero, several degrees below zero for northern areas of New Brunswick. Again, that's why the snow and the ice pellets are expected to add up more there. And a look at high temperatures for tomorrow shows them getting onto the plus side of the scale for much of Nova Scotia, but around or below freezing for Prince Edward Island and many communities in New Brunswick. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from Georgia Allen from Seafoam, Nova Scotia. Georgia sent us a drawing of tulips growing under a beautiful rainbow. Very colorful drawing here, Georgia. Great job. Weather watchers can come in to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. So TikTok is allowed to stay in Canada after all. The new ruling is good news for those who use the app, and especially for those who make a living on it. But as CTV's Hafsa Arif reports, not everyone is satisfied with the decision. Hi there, Hafsa.
That's right, Maria. So this decision comes following a national security review, which reverses a 2024 order that required TikTok to close its Canadian offices over security concerns. But while some businesses are breathing a sigh of relief, others say questions about privacy and security remain.
Hi, it's Tuesday, and we're going to do another.
For Silk Root owner Kayleen Jan, this is how people discover her shop.
I find 90% of my customers right now who are coming into the store have found me through my social media.
TikTok has become a powerful marketing tool for small businesses, especially those selling niche products. Without it, Jan believes many customers wouldn't even know her shop exists.
A lot of the items that I have in the store are really unique pieces.
Talk of a potential ban in 2024 left many entrepreneurs worried, but now TikTok can continue operating in Canada under regulations, including stronger protections for minors and Canadians' personal information monitored by a third party.
For me, the big question still isn't being answered. And the big security question was, can the Chinese government force this private company to give them the information? And the answer is yes, underneath the Chinese government rules.
For some content creators, the bigger concern isn't business, but kids.
I would prefer that my child wasn't being drawn into so much short form content, because we know that they're having huge implications on their attention spans and cognitive abilities.
Still, influencer Rebecca Higgs, whose main platform is YouTube, says it's encouraging to see the government pay attention to how Canadians' information is handled online.
I'm just glad to know that they are taking the threat seriously and that they are paying attention to where our information is going and who has our information.
Back at Silk Root, Jan says regardless of the debate around security, for many small businesses trying to get noticed, TikTok has been a great tool.
Almost all of the customers come in and say, I found you through TikTok. I didn't even know this area existed until I saw your TikTok. So it's been really helpful.
TikTok remains one of the most widely used social media platforms in Canada, offering opportunities while also raising questions about privacy, security, and how the platform affects the next generation. Maria?
And a lot of those questions remain to be seen. Thank you so much, Hafsa. CTV's Hafsa Arif for us in the News Center. All right, we're going to take a very quick break here on CTV News at 5, but stay with us. When we come back, we're headed to Quinpool Road, where there are oodles and oodles of noodles. Here's a look at a Halifax street as we head to that break. We'll see you on the other side.
Mornings News with Aaron and Peter.
Oscars coming up. What iconic movie have you never seen? Tomorrow at 6.
And folks, get on Aaron and Peter's payroll. Win hundreds of dollars. You can do that on our website, move100halifax.ca.
Welcome back. So if you love noodles, Quimple Road in Halifax has oodles. CTV's Brianne Foley serves up the delicious details.
Slurping noodles is a welcome sound on Quimpool Road in Halifax.
Oodles of Noodles has been going now for 3 years. It just keeps getting bigger and better, and every year we have more restaurants participating. This year we are doing Oodles of Noodles from March 11th to the 17th, and we have 11 participating restaurants on the street doing just about every kind of noodle you can think of.
Morris East owner Jenny Dobbs cooked up the savory celebration 3 years ago, and customers keep coming back.
I thought Quimple Road has such a wonderful array of restaurants that offer some of the best noodle dishes in the city, and it was an event that we could all participate in and showcase some of our best dishes.
One many businesses on Quimpool jumped on because the noodle is versatile.
We wanted to celebrate all the different cultural restaurants we have on the street, so we tried to come up with a type of dish that was easy and not very expensive.
People have the ability to walk to Quimple Road and bring their families here, so it's really got great traction, and it's a really nice family event, but it's also really fun if you just live in the area and want to walk to Quimple Road and experience everything along the road.
Each restaurant features a new or staple dish at an appetizing price.
Still in a month where people want comfort food, we didn't want to interfere with Burger Week or Dine Around, and we also wanted to try and catch the beginning of March break. It is National Noodle Month, so see, we are so chic.
So whether you're looking for Italian, Japanese, Korean, or even dessert noodles, this is a festival that's sure to delight all of your taste buds and could even introduce you to a new favorite noodle. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
The cheese.
Looks so good.
That looks so amazing. Oodles of Noodles, Quimple Road. It kicks off tomorrow. It goes through to the 17th. And obviously, I mean,
I'd love to find a new favorite noodle.
Yeah, I'm down anytime to do some carb loading for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the weather. Good things do come to an end, unfortunately.
Yeah, one of my least favorite types of weather, freezing rain coming up in the forecast. More on that at 6.
We'll see you and Bruce at 6. I'll see you tomorrow. The national news is next.